Hey there, Innovation Champions. Melissa Dinwiddie here. In a few weeks, I am heading to Austin, Texas for the National Speakers Association annual conference. Now, as a member, I have access to recordings of every session, so I could watch them here from my couch right here in Mountain View, California, in Silicon Valley. I could not disrupt my life. I could, save a few $1,000, but I'm going anyway. Because the most valuable thing that happens at that conference won't be captured in any recording. It happens in the hallways. It's those unguarded conversations between sessions, the half-formed ideas that someone shares over bad coffee, the admission said quietly, not from a stage, that a strategy everyone applauded publicly isn't actually working. Those conversations are different. They're richer, they're more honest, and they're different for one specific reason. Nobody's performing. Now, I have been thinking about why that matters and what it reveals about what actually makes people willing to say the true thing. The other day, I was on a three-way call, a Zoom call, with a client I'll call Julie and a colleague I'll call Mary. Julie had brought us together because she wanted us to collaborate on something that she's building. Mary was facilitating, and we were going around the virtual room, each sharing our perspective on a series of questions. And then Mary asked me something, a question about what I would like to contribute to bring Julie's vision to life. Now, I didn't fully understand what Mary was asking, and I knew exactly what to do, which was ask for clarification. I ask for clarification in sessions all the time. I teach people that asking questions is a sign of engagement, not weakness. And I have genuinely good relationships with both Julie and Mary. I trust them. And I froze. Not dramatically. I didn't like go completely silent. I didn't leave the call, but I kind of paused and I smiled and I stumbled and I gave an answer that it didn't quite land because I was too busy managing a fear that I didn't even really consciously register until long after the call. And the fear was that Julie would think that I didn't know what I was doing. Now, here's the part that really stopped me cold when I thought about it later. Julie, who is my client, has power over my income. She's not my manager. I'm not her employee. She's a client. We have a warm, collaborative, genuinely good relationship, and there's no reason to think that she would, fire me for asking a clarifying question. And none of that mattered in the moment because power doesn't care about warmth. Here's what I think we get wrong about psychological safety. We treat it as a relationship problem. If people feel comfortable with each other, if they like each other, if there's trust, we just assume that the conditions for psychological safety are in place. But psychological safety isn't actually primarily about relationships, it's about power dynamics. And power dynamics don't go away just because the relationship is good. Now, I have worked with a lot of teams where where everyone genuinely likes each other. The managers are warm, the skip level conversations happen. There are no obvious villains, and people still don't speak up when it matters. Because the question employees are always asking, consciously or not, is what happens to me if I get this wrong in front of this person? And the answer to that question is shaped by power, not by liking. A manager who genuinely cares about their team can still trigger a freeze response in a direct report, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they hold real power over that person's career, income, sense of professional identity. And I experienced this firsthand in a call with someone I like and trust. And if I froze with years of practice, full awareness of the dynamic, and a genuinely good relationship, what's happening on your teams every single day with people who don't have that context? Now, the reason those conference hallway conversations feel different isn't just that nobody's performing. It's that the power differential is flatter. That status differential and power differential. So when I'm talking with a peer in a hotel corridor between sessions, neither of us holds professional power over the other. The social stakes are lower. So that freeze response is a lot less likely to fire. That's why the honest things get said there instead of in the session room. And the same dynamic is playing out in your organization every day, just in reverse. The honest things are not getting said in meetings, in Slack threads, in all hands sessions, because the power differential is real. And your people feel it, even if nobody's talking about it. The insight isn't that leaders are doing something wrong. Most of the leaders I work with are doing a lot right. The insight is that awareness of power dynamics isn't enough. Caring about your people isn't enough. You have to actively, structurally create the conditions where speaking up feels safer than staying quiet. That's not a values statement. It's a practice. That's what my book is all about. Now, I've been sitting with this question of what it would look like to create more of those types of conversations, those hallway conversations, the honest, peer level conversations that feel like those off the record types of conversations on a more regular basis. And I'm working on something, so more on that soon. So here is your experiment for the week. Before your next team meeting, just notice, is anyone giving answers that are a little too smooth, a little too polished? It might not be confidence. It might be a freeze response that you can't see from where you're sitting. Notice it. And if you want to go deeper on building the conditions where your team actually speaks up, my book, Innovation at Work, has 52 micro experiments that you can run in existing meetings to build this as a practice, not a one-time initiative. And you can grab a free preview at innovationatworkbook.com/preview. Scan that QR code or use the link. Link is also in the description. And if you'd like to talk about what this looks like for your team or your next conference, you can book a complimentary innovation strategy session at innovationatworkbook.com/call. Again, you can scan that QR code. Link is also in the description. Now, if this landed for you, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay curious, stay playful, and keep creating the impossible. Ciao.